Well, it is time to check in with Keith Bilbrey. We're going to find out what kind of questions that you have been leaving for me in the comments, as well as in our My Two Cents at tbn.tv mailbox. Keith, if you dare, reach out there and get a question for me.
Absolutely. We've got a question from Kathy, who's a U.S. Air Force veteran and a classical music DJ in St. Louis. She says, "Dear Governor Huckabee, your show is great. Thanks for your humor, your great guest, and your reasoned assessments of D.C. madness. I'd guess you're as troubled as I over the lack of support for President Trump that we've seen from many GOP politicians recently. Whenever they've needed him, he's been there. But where are they right now? I keep getting fundraising pleas from the Republican Party in my email, several every day. I'd love to get your take on donating to the Republican Party right now. There are individuals I want to support, but I don't wish to enable disloyal ones. How can I be assured my donation doesn't go to a community war chest? Thank you, Governor. Keep up the great work. You're a blessing."
Oh, Kathy, you are a blessing. What a nice letter. We need to get you to come to Hendersonville, right outside of Nashville, and be in our audience sometime. If it weren't for COVID, I'd give you a hug. I love your letter. Thank you. So here's what I would say to you. I have some concerns, too, about where the money goes when you contribute sometimes to the big organizations. So the smart thing is doing what you're doing. Find candidates that you like and give generously to them. Help the individual candidates who stand for the things you stand for, and make it clear that you expect them to keep standing for those things if they get elected and when they get to Washington. Thank you, Kathy. Good to hear from you.
Well, since the last one was so nice, here's an angry one.
Well, of course it is.
Yeah. Sarah says, "All that is dark will come to light, like the rest of the shills in Congress. You have shown us who you really are. You all owe President Trump a debt of gratitude for all he's done for this country. Your divisive and ignorant comments outlined in Just the News will forever be remembered."
Well, Sarah, obviously you didn't remember all the things that I have said, because if you did, you would know that I have outlined repeatedly the things for which I am very grateful this president has done for us. And I have defended him at times when it wasn't always easy. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm still a supporter, and I am grateful for 4 years of extraordinary accomplishments. And if you've missed me saying that, you just haven't listened enough. So please go to my YouTube channel, see what I've been saying, go to my website, sign up for my newsletter at MikeHuckabee.com. It's free. You can afford it. And see what I've really been saying. Don't take somebody else's word for it.
Well, Michelle from Florida is a bit calmer. She says, "Your common sense and calm voice are much needed for me and others who feel like we don't belong to anything now, have no idea what to read, who to listen to, or how to join with others like us. Is Trump really guilty of causing this riot? Why did some of Trump's own parties, such as Cheney, go against him? We need leadership and support to know what to do. Can you help?"
Well, I'd like to say I can. No, Trump didn't cause a riot. I've listened to his speech very carefully. I've read the text of it twice. I've also listened very carefully to what people who are legal experts have said. In no way did he encourage people to go and tear something apart. He's never said those kind of things, and he didn't that day. And it's just dishonest when people in the media or people on the left say that that's what he encouraged, because it's not true. I think it's so important that people get their facts straight and be very careful about listening to what the media or some voices in Congress said. As for Liz Cheney, I have no idea what she thought she was doing. I hope she loves the praise and accolades she's getting from the Democrats, because she sure ain't getting any from those of us who still support the president and who are proud Republicans. So good luck, Liz. Hope you enjoy that other side over there.
Well, Holly from Connecticut has a great question for you, Governor Huckabee. When Maxine Waters was spouting off about harassing Trump supporters, why wasn't she suspended from social media and impeached from Congress?
You're kidding, right? Because they don't do anything to their own. There's a totally different standard for the folks on the other side. It's when she was saying, if you see somebody who's a Trump supporter at the gas station, get up in their face and yell at them. At the restaurants, don't let them get a job. This is really frightening stuff to say that to people. If anyone has incited violence against others, I would say it's that kind of conversation. I really think our country can do better than that, and I don't know why the people of California keep sending Maxine Waters back to Congress, but there's a lot of stuff I don't understand about California. That's just one of them.
Well, Amy from New York is indignant. Listen to this. She says, Michael.
Oh.
You know what happens when your mama says
You know,
Michael?
when I got called Michael, I was in trouble. And if I got called by Michael and my middle name, I pretended I did not hear it. Yep.
Well, Michael.
Yes.
President Trump's reputation is not sullied. A pre-planned attack on the Capitol was not incited by President Trump's peaceful words. The attack was at the hands of BLM, Antifa, and other terrorist groups. Your comment suggesting Trump did anything inappropriate is sickening. Of course, the media is probably misquoting you.
You think the misquote might come from the media? You answered your own question, because I didn't say that Trump was responsible. In fact, I've said the opposite. So if you trust the media, then I can't help you. That's all I got to say.
Well, Suzanne seems a bit disappointed in you. She says, Mr. Huckabee, what a disappointment your recent criticism of President Trump is. For you just to say life isn't fair is an insult to our voices and our vote. I've been to many Trump rallies, and they're fun, positive, and patriotic experiences. I think every Democrat that encouraged and bailed rioters out over the summer should be impeached and punished for the role that they played. I really like watching you and thought you were one of the good guys. Makes me sad to see so many spineless people.
Ooh, that one stung. Let me just say to you once again, when I made the comment that life isn't fair, I was stating a fact. If life was easy, there wouldn't be a whole lot to have to pray and trust God for. Life is hard. Sometimes things don't turn out like we want them to. My whole point was to say that even when life isn't fair, we don't quit living, we don't quit standing, we don't quit believing, we don't quit praying, we don't quit trying. And that's my point. Did I like how the election turned out? No. I'm very unhappy about that. But there are a lot of things in my life that I found just aren't fair. You know what? I don't quit living, and I don't quit believing, and I don't quit trusting that God ultimately will make the things that I see are wrong, He will make them right. I may not live to see it on this earth, but I will see it in the kingdom to come, and that gives me comfort. All right, be sure to leave your questions, your comments, or you can leave your vitriol, your anger, your hostility in the comments below, or you can send them to me at my2cents@tbn.tv. Now, if you're seeing this, I know you've enjoyed that video. I mean, how could you not, after all? So you know what you should do? Leave a like, click on the subscribe button below, and hit the notification bell next to it so you'll always know when I have another video up for you to enjoy.